Thank you and good afternoon. It's my pleasure to introduce our speaker today, Mr. Mike Sconia. For 15 years, Mike Sconia has been helping people and organizations here in over 40 countries to unlock effective leadership and to achieve their goals and live meaningful lives. He helped SBC, a Fortune 50 company, build a business from scratch to $200 million in 3 years. Mike helped Ameritech, a Fortune 100 company, enter China and win approval for a $20 million cellular phone business. He's also helped Wiltel, a $1 billion company, to triple division sales in 8 months, while they entered and emerged from bankruptcy. Mike is the CEO of the Executive Officers Club and a sought-after professional speaker on leadership. He's going to share how to thrive in challenging times. Please help me in a warm Rotary welcome for Mike Sconia.
Thank you very much, Jeff. And I was sitting talking with people in the audience. I realized I'm not sure what I'm going to say today because my prepared remarks I'm not sure really going to be that helpful. But sitting here listening to everybody and everything that's going on, I do have a few experiences that I think will be helpful. I'm going to share them with you, and then we'll open it up for questions. I was in Los Angeles in the airport after a speech, boarding my flight to Portland, and next to me was this tan, wrinkly, really old guy. It's Art Linkletter. And you guys remember Art. For over 25 years, he had the top shows on TV, like Kids Say the Darndest Things with Bill Cosby. So I looked at him and I said, Art, you look great. He frowned and said, you thought I was dead, didn't you? I said, well, yeah, actually, I did. I said, where are you going? He said, I'm going to Portland to speak. I said, well, how often do you do that? He said, oh, I speak about 70 times each year, traveling over 150,000 miles. And I said, no disrespect intended, Art, but how old are you? He said, I'm 95. I said, okay, are you traveling with anyone? He said, no, I usually travel by myself, though my wife sometimes comes along, even though we've been married now 73 years. I said, okay, so what have you been doing lately? And he said, well, I had a meeting with President Bush in the White House. I said, well, wow, how do you set up something like that? He said, that's easy. I just called his mother. I said, well, of course. Isn't that what, geez, I wish I had thought of that. When I leave today, I think I'm going to phone Obama's mom and say, there are a few things I'd like to chat with him about. But I said, okay, so how did that go? He said, well, I called her. I said, hey, Barb, it's about time I had a chat with that son of yours. And she said, well, which one? He said, the one in the White House. She said, that's a great idea, but there's a war on. He said, yeah, I know. That's one of the things I wanted to chat with him about. So I said, okay, what happened? He said, well, I go into the Oval Office and President Bush greets me and he says, Art, my mama tells me you've spent more time in the White House than I have. And then the president laughs. I said, Art, I don't understand. Why would he laugh? And Art says, well, Mike, I've been an advisor to every president since Roosevelt. Teddy. And he said, come on, Franklin was first. I'm only 95. And I'm thinking, okay. So we got off the plane. I went home. I didn't sleep for 2 nights. I couldn't get this idea out of my head. So I called Art and I said, listen, I want to interview you for a TV program about people like you who live long, happy, successful lives. And he said, great idea. Come to my office here in Beverly Hills. We'll tape it. Here. I said, sure, whatever you want. He said, listen, I'm usually booked at least a year in advance. But, in fact, I'm even booked on my 100th birthday already. Yeah, for real. He said, but I've got an opening in 2 weeks. Can you make it? And I said, geez, 2 weeks. And then I stopped and I thought, wait a second. He's 95. He's got socks that are older than me. So So I said, all right, I'll be there in 2 weeks. And I hung up the phone and I realized I don't have a clue as to how I'm going to pull this together. And I recently joined the Executive Officers Club. It's a leadership and mentoring network for people who run their own businesses. So I picked up the directory and started calling folks. And in 2 hours, I had a TV crew, a Hollywood makeup artist, and an award-winning TV producer who agreed to help me. And 2 weeks later, I had a great interview with Art and began this bizarre TV odyssey that's still unfolding. And somebody asked me a couple of weeks ago, how do you turn some strange opportunity like that into a success? You know, what's the secret? I said, I don't know. I don't know if there is a secret. But the more I thought about it, I think for me, in this case, it's really about leverage. You know, it's kind of what you guys do here at Rotary. You leverage other people's resources and experience that you don't have in order to create those successes. So I was thinking about this while I was sitting here. Well, what else can I share? And I was in Chicago helping Ameritech, a $5 billion phone company build